Check, check. Hello. There we go. Welcome to Moon Township Area High School, the baseball field. My name is Nicholas Callis, and this is Blackhawk TV on YouTube.
25, Stokes.
With a simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. A beautiful day for baseball. Moon and Bethel Park playing a Class 5A Section 2 matchup. And it's going to begin with this pitch. Caden Stokes, fly ball. Fouled on the right side, strike one. Caden Stokes not usually the leadoff hitter. That's usually Ryan Petrus, but the lineup a bit mixed up for today's game. So Stokes the leadoff hitter. Batting here, second pitch of the game. High, ball. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out this game, just getting underway. So it's Caden Stokes batting first and right. Ryan Petrus batting second at short. Ethan Stanhoff, the number 3 hitter, and catching. Batting fourth, Noah Lejeune, the designated hitter. This pitch lined out towards center field. Routine, drifting a bit to the right. Center fielder makes the catch. And that is out number 1. Mike Bruckner batting 5th and 3rd base. Jack Bruckner batting 6th, playing
4,
center.
Petrus.
Bruckner 6th, playing center. Owen White batting 7th, playing first base. Eric Meal in left, batting 8th, and Nick Rillo batting 9th, playing second base. And Dylan Schumacher is the starting pitcher for Bethel Park, and again Noah Lejeune, the designated hitter for him. Petrus takes the ball. Count is 1 ball, no strikes on the Bethel Park shortstop. Bethel Park coming off of a series, or a set rather, where it split against Peters Township. That was last week. High and in ball 2. 2 ball, no strike count. Bethel Park won a close one, 5-3 in the first game, and then they lost 6-1 in the second game, so they split with Peters. They've split almost every section set that they've played in so far this season. Out the straightaway left, routine play, catch made, out number 2.
Now batting number 18, Stanhoff.
Here's Ethan Stanhoff batting, 2 outs, bases empty for him, batting in the 3 slot in the order. He's usually the number 2 hitter, but like I said, Bethel Park shifting the lineup a bit today. Caden Stokes batting leadoff and Petrus number 2. It seems like Stokes got moved to the top and everybody got shifted down from there. Chopped on the ground and foul, strike 1. Stanhoff the catcher, 3 hitter in the order. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the first. High and in. This is Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. Ball. Two 1 count. Here's the pitch to Stanhoff. Fouled back to the backstop. That evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouls that pitch off to stay alive. Little breaking ball. Winding the pitch. In the dirt, count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ball 4 in the dirt, and Ethan Stanhoff works a 2-out walk. With the ball going to the backstop, he'll hustle down to first. Carrasco doing the starting pitching today for Moon.
Number 3, Lejeune.
And with 2 outs and a runner on first, he's going to face now Noah Lejeune, the cleanup hitter and designated hitter. Also Ethan Stanhoff as a courtesy runner over there at first base. That is Aaron Hoffbauer running at first for the catcher. All pitchers and catchers get courtesy runners. One particular runner to run the bases for them the entire game. And so those are the most taxing positions. That one gets away. Throw it on to second. Just a bit late. And so Hoffbauer advances on the wild pitch. Runner in scoring position, no score. 1 ball, no strike count. Top of the first inning. Moon and Bethel Park playing, and now time called. Catcher Thomas going to go out and talk to Marasco and just give him a quick pat and reassurance. Marasco got 2 lineouts to the outfield. Stokes and Petrus both lined out. And Stanhoff worked the count full and then walked. And his courtesy runner, Hoffbauer, just took second base on a wild pitch. So that's where we are now. Lejeune, the cleanup hitter in the order. Strike called there, count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Noah Lejeune hit a home run a couple of sets ago when they played South Van on the road. He hit one opposite field. Swings and misses at the off-speed pitch. That makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marasco gets his sign. Comes set. Hoffbauer with a healthy leadoff second base. Off-speed pitch again, just a bit inside. Count even on Lejeune. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pop fly in the air. That will go foul behind the plate. And so the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is game 1 of a 2-game set between these two Class 5A Section 2 teams for baseball in the WPIAL. Bethel Park will host a game scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, April 23rd. The pitch. Another breaking ball, foul. Lejeune stays alive. We're getting a piece of that pitch. A healthy dose of breaking balls from Marasco in this top of the first inning. And after 2 rather quick lineouts, the Bethel Park middle of the order, making Marasco throw some more pitches here in this inning. Foul tip into the mitt of Thomas, strikeout of Lejeune, and that ends top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk in the inning and 1 runner left on. After a half inning, Bethel Park 0, Moon coming to bat. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. My name is Nicholas Callis. Bethel Park got a runner on but failed to score in the top of the first. Now it's Moon's first opportunities to hit Bottom of the first inning. Golden batting now. Dylan Schumacher, the starting pitcher for Bethel Park. Second pitch called a strike as well. Schumacher up and in to start, then threw one down and away. 1-2 count on Jared Golden. Just a bit outside, counts 1-2. Jared Golden starting first baseman in this game and the leadoff hitter for Moon Township. The pitch. Just a bit low. That evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Golden. Swing and a miss. Golden strikes out swinging. That is out number 1. And with that, the starting defense for Bethel Park, catching Ethan Stanoff.
Number 1, Angelo Fischette.
Owen White at first base, Nick Grillo at second, Ryan Petrus at short, Mike Bruckner at third base. In left field, Eric Meal. In center, Jack Bruckner. And in right field, Kate Stokes. Line drive out toward left field. That'll go foul. Strike 1. Angelo Fischette at the plate, batting second in the order for Moon and playing center field. Ball counts 1-1. One pitch. High and maybe a bit outside as well. Counts 2 balls, 1 strike. Dylan Schumacher has been the primary starter for Bethel Park, has opened most of their 2-game section sets on the mound. Strike 2 over the outside edge. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Fischette. Line drive, again fouled on that left side. Plenty of cars out there out of bounds. Count still 2 balls, 2 strikes on Fischette. Line drive out to left field. This time it's in play, going back toward the wall. And it is off the base of the wall on the fly. Meal misread it, recovers, and gets it into Petrus, the cutoff man. 1-out double for Angelo Fischette, puts him in scoring position
Now batting.
in the bottom of the first inning.
23, Thad Longwell.
It's Thad Longwell now for Moon. Dylan Schumacher pitching out of the stretch for the first time in this game. Gets his sign from Stanhoff, still looking in for it. And now the batter calls time. It's Longwell who steps out. Longwell, 3-hitter in the order, playing third base for Moon area. Schumacher comes set, big kick and pitch. Just a bit low, counts 1 ball, no strikes. Bethel Park got a runner get into scoring position in the top of the first inning, but failed to score. It was an efficient inning from Marasco and the Moon Township defense. In that top half of the inning, that one in there for a strike. Golden, the leadoff hitter, struck out. Fischette just doubled, so he's on second. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Popped into the air, behind home plate. Foul, out of play. Count progresses. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Line drive, straightaway right field. Caden Stokes fighting the sun out in right field, and he backpedals his way into a catch. Gets it into Petrus, the cutoff man, but Fischette advances from second to third, tags up on the play, so he moves up an extra 90 feet. Now 2 outs, though, in the bottom of the first inning. And now the cleanup hitter for Moon.
Now batting, number 10, Connor Kunkel.
It's Connor Kunkel, shortstop cleanup hitter, batting with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Foul tip. Strike 1. 68 degrees at the ballpark. Light winds, a pretty comfortable day. The wind moving from left field to right field. Swing and a miss, chase the high fastball. Kunkel quickly down to the count, no balls, 2 strikes against Dylan Schumacher. Schumacher comes set. Fly ball, out of play down the right side of the field. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Angelo Fischette on third base. Connor Kunkel at the plate. Dylan Schumacher the pitcher. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fly ball, softly hit in foul territory down the right field line. Stokes makes the catch in foul territory on right field, and the inning comes to a close. For Moon, no runs on a hit. No errors in the inning. 1 runner left on base in scoring position. As our full inning, it's Bethel Park 0 and Moon 0. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. My name is Nicholas Callis, top of the second inning. Bethel Park has its 5, 6, 7 hitters due up this inning. Mike Bruckner, Jack Bruckner, and Owen White. Both teams got a runner in scoring position in the first inning, but both teams also failed to score. Too high to Mike Bruckner on that first pitch. It was an efficient first inning for both sides, relatively. Bethel Park got its runner on a walk. So Bethel Park has yet to get a hit through an inning here. That one misses low. Angelo Fischette got the first hit for Moon in that bottom of the first inning. Line drive, straightaway left, back, headed toward the wall, and it's caught about 5 feet from the wall by Moon's left fielder,
Now batting number 10.
Amy,
Jack
and that's out number 1. One out, bases empty. Roscoe pitching for Moon, and now facing the 6th hitter and center fielder for Bethel Park. It's Jack Bruckner, who shows bunt, gets one down the third base line, but that is well foul. Strike 1. Moon's defense, Thomas the catcher, Golden the first baseman, at second base Cross, Longwell at third base, Kunkel at shortstop, in left field Amy, Fichette in center, and Zeiger in right. No ball, 1 strike count on Jack Bruckner after he just tried a bunt attempt. Right over the middle of the plate, counts now, no balls, 2 strikes. In the dirt, counts 1 and 2. 3 Bruckners rostered on Bethel Park's baseball team. Mike Bruckner, the oldest, and Jack Bruckner and Brady Bruckner, the youngest. 3 also are on the basketball team together. All got routine playing time, but Jack Bruckner and Mike Bruckner were the frequent starters in that sport, just like they are in baseball. One-two pitch. Too high, counts even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jack Bruckner. Swing and a miss. Jack Bruckner down on strikes. Marasco gets 2 quick outs to start
number 15.
the top of the 2nd inning.
White.
Over got Bow and White, bases empty, 2 outs. White batting out of the 7th spot in Bethel Park's order. So looking at the standings quickly too from Class 5A Section 2, Bethel Park and South Fayette are both tied at the top of the section. Strike called there. Peters in 3rd with a 4-3 section record. Moon is 2 games behind Bethel Park with a 3-3 section record, so they've played 2 fewer games than Bethel Park has. Foul ball behind the plate. Count quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Then there's Upper St. Clair at 3 and 4 in section, Chartiers Valley at 3 and 5 in section, and Trinity 2 and 4. After this 2-game set against Moon, Bethel Park will play Chartiers Valley. Breaking ball foul. Moon has a set coming up after this one next week against Upper St. Clair. And so far, Moon, against section opponents, has split the 3 that it's played. That gives it its 3-3 section record. Bethel Park swept Upper St. Clair, but split each of the other section sets that it's played in so far this season. 0-2. Line drive out toward right center field. Traveling back toward the wall, and it's caught in the right center field gap by Fichette, the center fielder of Moon, and that'll end top of the 2nd inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base for Bethel Park after an inning and a half, no score. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. Andrew Cross leading off for Moon area. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. Strike one there. Dylan Schumacher very efficiently throwing around the zone and starts the bottom of the second with an authoritative strike. No ball, one strike count. Ball, 1-1. 5, 6, 7 do up for Moon this half inning. Cross, Pachisco, and Emmy. Line drive, Petrus handles the diving line drive, makes the catch, out number one.
Parked in the athletic director's spot. If we can please get that moved. Thank you.
So one out, base is empty. Now here is
Now batting, number 44, Nick Machusko.
line drive out towards straightaway center. Jack Bruckner has a beat on it. Back pedals and makes the catch. Out in straightaway center field, 2 quick outs for Bethel Park in the bottom of the second.
Now batting, number 27, Owen Amy.
Owen Emi batting with 2 outs, and the base is empty. He's the left fielder, and he's batting 7th in the order. Made a memorable catch out in left field. Mike Bruckner with the ball all the way to the wall in left field, and he made the catch. And now that's a line drive softly that Nick Rillo can't handle. That'll be a base hit for Amy, and that's the second hit for Moon in this game.
Number 17, Max Thomas.
And now Max Thomas will bat with 2 outs and a runner on first base. No score, bottom of the second inning. Dylan Schumacher got 2 quick outs and now is dealing with a runner on base. First pitch misses for a ball. Bethel Park got set down in order in the top of the second. Ball. 2 ball, no strike count. Bethel Park through 2 innings doesn't have a hit. Moon now has 2, 1 in each inning so far. Still just 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Slide step pitch, too high. This is Max Thomas, catcher, and 8 hitter in the order from Moon. Amy leads off first base. Bunt shown. Pull back. Strike called in the zone. Three ball, 1 strike count on the Moon catcher. Line drive, straightaway center. Jack Bruckner barely has to move. Catch made, inning over. No runs on a hit. 1 runner left on base for Moon after 2 full innings. It's no score. Bethel Park and Moon tied. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. I'm Nicholas Callis, and a reminder, if you're watching this game on April 22nd, 2025, it is a live baseball game. That game's live both on YouTube and on television, cable TV. Strike called there. Eric Meal up, 8-9-1 hitters due up for Bethel Park. Eric Meal, Nick Rillo, and then back to the top, Caden Stokes due up third this half inning. Line drive, base hit, gets through the infield. That's the first hit for Bethel Park. Eric Meal gets on board with a hard grounding single up the middle.
9, Rillo.
Bottom of the order hitter, Nick Rillo. He stands up now. Left-handed hitter stands in, runner on first, nobody out. Bunt shown. Pull back, ball one. Bethel Park's done a significant amount of bunting in their last few games they've played in. Against Trinity, against Peters Township, and now I saw one bunt attempt from Jack Bruckner earlier back in the second inning. Now Nick Rillo shows bunt here for a second time and bunts it foul. Makes the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pull back again. Nick Rillo showing good discipline. Counts 2-1. Rillo shows bunt again, pulls back. Pitch misses. Count is now 3 balls and a strike on Nick Rillo, who's only shown bunt in this plate appearance so far. Eric Meal on first, he just singled. Marasco comes set. Bunt shown again. Pull back, too high, ball 4. And Nick Rillo, after showing bunt on every pitch in that plate appearance, works out a walk,
5,
advancing
Stokes.
Eric Meal to second base and putting 2 runners on with nobody out. Top of the third inning. Now it's top of the order hitter, Caden Stokes. Wouldn't be surprised if he shows bunt here too, and yes he does. Bunt down the first base side, played at third, high. Umpire makes the out call. The first baseman Golden charged in and anticipated the bunt very well. And it was an athletic play over there by third baseman Longwell to jump up, secure the baseball, and then come down on the third base bag to get the force out at third. So Meal is out at third, and had a moment there where he was down on the field. Now he's being looked at by his coach Zender there at third base, and then the athletic trainer for Moon. It's a high intensity play there at third base with Meal there jogging off, going back to the Bethel Park dugout. He's forced out at third. Caden Stokes reaches on a fielder's choice, and Bethel Park fails
Petrus.
to advance the runners through that bunt. There was Ryan Petrus, batting second in this game today. Still 2 on for Bethel Park, now just 1 out. Top of the third, Marasco delivers. Breaking ball, blocked well by Thomas behind the plate. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. So Mills singled to open up the inning. Nick Rillo walked. And then Caden Stokes bunted into a fielder's choice, forcing out the lead runner Meal at third. One ball, no strike pitch. Fly ball, headed toward right center field. Fichette running after it. Fichette makes the catch in the right center field gap. Both runners will try to tag, and Stokes slides in safely as the play was directed towards second base. Close play at second, Stokes safe. And on the play as well, Nick Rillo advances from second to third.
Now batting number 18, standoff.
No score yet, but Bethel Park with an opportunity to score here. 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs, and here comes Ethan Stanhoff. Marasco comes set. Ground ball, sharply hit to third, off of Longwell's glove, and it sprinkles into left center field. And 2 runs are going to score on the play. Meant to say shallow left field anyhow, but either way, 2 runs are going to score. Longwell had a routine play there, but he booted it off his glove. On the play, Rillo scores from third. Caden Stokes scores from second. So 2 runs credited on the error, and now here comes the cleanup hitter from Bethel Park, Noah Lejeune. Marasco will not be charged any more earned runs in this half inning, because if you reconstruct the inning and that third out is recorded, then Marasco would have gotten out of the inning with no runs on the board. So he still has yet to give up an earned run this half inning. Foul ball down the right side of the field, out of play. Lejeune behind in the count. Marasco pitches, runner goes. Foul ball. It was Aaron Hoffbauer running from first to second, trying to steal, but he has to go back after the ball was fouled off by Lejeune. Aaron Hoffbauer, the courtesy runner for Ethan Stanhoff in this game. It's a no-ball, 2-strike count on the Bethel Park designated hitter. And Lejeune batting for the pitcher, Schumacher. Sharply hit, Longwell again. Boots it. Kerams high into shallow left field where the shortstop picked it up. And another misplay out there. That one was more sharply hit than the one that Stanhoff hit. Bethel Park gets a base runner, an extra one there as well. That moves Hoffbauer to second base. Lejeune aboard at first, and another opportunity for Bethel Park to get some run production. Mike Bruckner will bat. Two outs, 2 on. 2-0 Bethel Park in the top of the third. Marasco's pitch. Ball. Stanhoff brought home 2 runs after Longwell at third base made an error. But the Park was trying to manufacture some runs and move some base runners by bunting, which didn't quite work out. But they got the first 2 hitters on. Caden Stokes bunted his way aboard on a fielder's choice that forced out Eric Mill at third base. Ryan Petrus hit a ball to right center field, which both runners tagged on, and then they both ended up scoring on that error. That was the result of the Stanhoff at bat. That one too high on Mike Bruckner. Count is 3 balls and no strikes. Again, Marasco charged with no earned runs and will not be for the remainder of this half inning. Too high, ball 4. Second walk of this half inning, and that loads the bases.
Number 10, Jack Bruckner.
Aaron Hoffbauer is on third base. Noah Lejeune on second. Mike Bruckner on first base. And Jack Bruckner will bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs. This is the 8th hitter of the inning to bat for Bethel Park. Line drive. Right center field. Under it's the right fielder. Catch made. And the inning comes to a close after the ball is caught out and right by Ziegler. 2 runs in, though, on an error for Bethel Park. And Bethel Park's up 2-0 going to the bottom of the third. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. My name is Nicholas Callis. Bethel Park just took the lead in the top of the third inning by scoring 2 runs after an error was committed on the Moon area defense. And so now Moon trailing, starting the bottom of the third inning. And it's Drew Ziegert to lead off against Dylan Schumacher, who, despite giving up 2 hits, has given up 0 runs through his first 2 innings pitched in this start. 9-1 2-hitters do it for Moon this half inning. It's Ziegert, then back to the top of the order for Golden and Fichette. Strike. Schumacher has a little emphasis on those pitches, a little extra velocity, it feels like, just firm pitches being thrown in good spots at the plate. 0-2 pitch. Soft line drive out toward right field. That ball's going to fall. Owen White couldn't get to it. Neither could Caden Stokes. Drops in about 3 feet fair to the left of the right field line. And that's a leadoff single
20,
for Moon.
Jared Golden.
Jared Golden bats now with a runner on first and nobody out. That's the 3rd hit for Moon. They've gotten a hit in each of the first 3 innings now. One ball is 1 strike. Golden is 0 for 1. Top of the order hitter for Moon. Pickoff attempt back safely is the runner. Swing and a miss. Now Golden behind to the count. It's got 2 strikes on him. Golden down, no balls, 2 strikes on Dylan Schumacher. Fly ball, fouled on the right side. Count is still no balls and 2 strikes. Zieger's on first base. He had a soft line drive single to right field to lead off this half inning, and now Golden hits that fly ball out to left center field. Jack Bruckner has a play. Jack Bruckner makes the catch. And that is out number 1. Ziegert retreats back to first base.
Now batting, number 1, Angelo Fichette.
Angelo Fichette bats. Now he got Moon's first hit back in the bottom of the first inning. His team's down by 2. He's facing Schumacher here. Foul ball, strike 1. It's bottom of the third inning. Bethel Park leads 2-0. They got their 2 runs in the top half of this inning. Moon, despite having a hit in every inning so far this game, they've failed to score to this point. Pitch to Fichette is swung out and missed. Strike 2. Fichette behind to the count. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Dylan Schumacher efficient to this point in the game. He comes set. Fouled away. Fichette keeps the plate appearance alive. Count still no balls, 2 strikes. Schumacher comes set. The pitch home. Just a bit off the plate. Counts 1 and 2. Bethel Park, the leader in Class 5A Section 2 right now, tied with South Fayette. They both have 5 and 3 section records. Moon's in the middle of the section with a 3 and 3 section record. In the dirt, ball. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Moon has played 2 fewer games than Bethel Park has in section this season. Moon has a split with every section opponent. Bethel Park swept Upper St. Clair to open the season and has split with every section opponent since. Pickoff attempt, back safely is Ziegler, excuse me. 2-2 count still on Fichette. Strike 3 caught over the lower outside corner, and Fichette down looking for out number 2.
Now batting, number 23, Thad Longwell.
Thad Longwell bats, runner on first and 2 outs. Longwell had a couple of misplays in the top of the third that allowed Bethel Park to score its 2 runs. Flies one out there to Jack Bruckner in left center field. That's the 3rd out of the inning. And Moon goes down without scoring in the 3rd, despite getting a runner on base. No runs on a hit, 1 runner left on after 3 full innings. It's Bethel Park 2 and Moon 0. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. My name is Nicholas Callis, and if you're watching this game on April 22nd, 2025, it is a live baseball game. We got games live on Blackhawk TV on YouTube. We also have games live on cable TV, Comcast 21 and Verizon 32 through Bethel Park Public Access Television. Amy, routine play out in right field. Owen White is out
Number 22, Mealy.
on 1 pitch. Number 8 hitter in the order, Eric Meal, will bat now. Base is empty, 1 out. Strike called there. Mill got Bethel Park's first hit last inning, and he came around to score. Or no, I'm sorry, he got forced out on the fielder's choice. But he started the inning where Bethel Park scored the 2 runs that it did. Straightaway center field on that fly ball, catch made. Out there by Fichette, that is out number 2.
Next up, number 9, Relo.
Two outs, bases empty, top of the 4th inning. And now here's Nick Rillo batting. Number 9 hitter in the order, 2 outs, bases empty. Bethel Park up by 2 runs. Here's the pitch. Strike. No balls, 1 strike. On the Bethel Park second baseman. Rasco confirms the sign. Here's the pitch. Strike. Rillo quickly behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Sharp liner into the outfield. Gets into right field past the 2 infielders on the line drive. And Nick Rillo reaches with a 2-out single.
Number 25, Stokes.
And that allows the top of the order to bat in this half inning for Bethel Park. Here's Caden Stokes. He'll bat with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Stokes tried to bunt his last time up, but there were 2 runners on, first and second, and Bethel Park had Eric Meal thrown out at third on that bunt. Stokes reached and then he later scored in the last inning. Grounded to third, Longwell's throw to first in time, and Caden Stokes is out at first base, and that will end the top of the 4th inning. No runs on a hit and 1 runner left on base for Bethel Park after 3.5 innings. It's Bethel Park 2 and Moon 0. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television.
Now batting, number 10, Connor Kunkel.
You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. My name is Nicholas Callis. It is the bottom of the 4th inning, and Moon has yet to score through its first 3 offensive innings. And Dylan Schumacher still pitching. He started for Bethel Park and continues to pitch into the bottom of the 4th. 4-5-6-2 up for Moon this half inning. Connor Kunkel. And then it's Cross and Machusko. One-0 pitch. In the dirt. 2-ball, no strike count. So if you remember last week, Schumacher was the pitcher when Bethel Park played Peters Township at Bethel Park, where it was windy and rainy, and he got the winning decision. Limited Peters Township to scoring despite all of the poor conditions on the mound. Line drive out to left field by Kunkel. Eric Meals there to make the catch. And that is out number 1.
Now batting, number 5, Andrew Cross.
You belong in the streets, but the streets belong to me. It's like home to me.
Drew Cross comes to the plate.
It's like home.
Nobody on and one out for the Moon Township second baseman. Takes a strike, counts 0-1. Schumacher's given up a hit in every inning so far that he's pitched here against Moon. 0-1 pitch. Too high, count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Schumacher's pitch. Just off the plate, counts 2 balls and a strike. Bethel Park tied with South Fayette for the Class 5A Section 2 lead in baseball. They each have 5-3 section records. Moon is 3-3 in section. Right at the middle of the 7 teams. Pop fly, foul behind the plate. Count even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, base is empty. Fly ball again, that one foul behind the plate. Out of play, count remains even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. On Drew Cross. Flight again, that one is foul. Two again. Pop fly. Right side of the field. Caden Stokes seems to have a beat on it around the right field line. Now it travels into foul territory. And Stokes drifts over and makes the catch. So Cross is out on that fly ball.
Now batting,
2
number
outs.
44, Nick Machusko.
I kick the bitch out of Jeeps on the wall. Yeah, I jump on these beats and I walk. Slide, keep on sliding, walk.
Machusko bats, 2 outs, space is empty for him. He is the 6th hitter in the order for Moon. And he is the designated hitter batting for Morosco. Both Bethel Park and Moon are using designated hitters for their pitchers in this game. You don't always see that in high school baseball in Pennsylvania because the DH in high school baseball can bat for anybody in the field. So the pitcher can hit, and for example, like the second baseman could be DH'd for. All depends on what a team's preference is. That one's fouled away. Two ball, 1 strike count on Machusko. Schumacher with the pitch. Breaking ball just off the plate. Hitters count for Machusko, 3 balls and a strike. Too high, ball 4. Schumacher issues a 2-out walk. Not too many walks for him in this game.
Now batting, number 27, Owen Amy.
I'll give Owen Amy a chance to bat. 2 outs, runner on first, and Amy 1 for 1 in this game. Ball. Just off the plate, counts 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. Bethel Park has a 2-0 lead. Bethel Park scored both of its runs in the top of the 3rd. Schumacher comes set and delivers. Runner goes, line drive into right field for a hit. Strong throw to 3rd, not cut off. Bruckner plays it and runs Amy back to first base.
Now batting, number 17, Max Thomas.
So Machusko was running on the pitch. So he got an extra jump toward third base when that ball got into the outfield. So Machusko advances from first to third on the play. Amy's on first. After hitting that single, he's now 2 for 2 in the game, and that brings up number 8 hitter in the order for Moon. And their starting catcher, it's Thomas. Max Thomas sees that pitch as a strike, counts 0-1. Moon has gotten at least one hit off of Dylan Schumacher in every inning of the game so far. And they're in a run-scoring spot here. Pickoff attempt to first. And back safely is Amy over there at first. That one missed. Count even 1-1. Both starting pitchers yet to give up any earned runs in this game. The two that Roscoe gave up for Moon were unearned. On the ground toward shortstop, there's Petrus who plays, flips to Rillo who drops the ball at second base. Rillo could not secure the ball, which means Bethel Park misses the force out at second base, and a run comes in to
Now
score.
batting, number 16, Drew Ziegler.
No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete.
So Ryan Petrus fed the ball to Nick Rillo at second, but the force out not made because Nick Rillo dropped the ball. So Machusko scored from third on that play. Amy advanced from first to second, and Thomas reached on the error. Now it's 2-1. Bethel Park still leads, and that one flied out to center. Straightaway center, Jack Bruckner has it. Jack Bruckner makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. But Moon steals a run after an error is committed by the Bethel Park infield, and after 4 full innings, it's 2-1. Bethel Park leads Moon. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television.
First up for
You're watching
Park,
Bethel Park High School Baseball
number 4.
on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. Subscribe, Blackhawk TV 412 on YouTube, and when you subscribe, you get notified whenever we go live. So when we have our games that we have scheduled that we're covering for the Bethel Park baseball team, you can get notified when we go live on those games. Again, subscribe, Blackhawk TV 412, and we're covering every section game for Bethel Park baseball, home and away. So you can watch home and away games live on Blackhawk TV 412 on YouTube. You can also watch on Bethel Park Public Access Television. It's Comcast 21 and Verizon 32 in the Bethel Park area. And a reminder, there are live games too on cable television. This game's being played right now on April 22nd, 2025. So if you're watching on that day, it is a live baseball game on cable TV. I know it's magic Well, we're doing it now at Bethel Park Public Access Television. 2-3-4 up for Bethel Park this half inning. Ryan Petrus, Ethan Stanhoff, and Dylan Schumacher. No, not Dylan Schumacher. Noah Lejeune, his designated hitter. My apologies. That one was lined into right field, and I messed that up too. Left field.
Number 18, Stanhoff.
I was too focused on promoting our wonderful stations. That ball was at the left field, as you saw. It was clear there. It was at the left field. Ryan Petrus is on first base with a leadoff single. And now here is Ethan Stanhoff, the number 3 hitter in the order. And again, Dylan Schumacher not hitting. He has a designated hitter, so it's Noah Lejeune due up third this half inning. Pickoff attempted back safely is Ryan Petrus at first. Runner goes. Strike called. Thrown out a second is offline by Thomas. And Ryan Petrus successfully steals second base. Morasco is still pitching for Moon. The 2 runs he gave up were not earned runs. He's been pitching efficiently. He was the victim of a couple errors, which allowed Bethel Park to score its 2 runs back in inning number 3. But he's been pretty efficient against Bethel Park in this game. He's been around the zone. He's been limiting base runners, which is what you want your starting pitcher to do. Petrus with a big lead off second base. Strike 3 called. That ball right over the outside edge, and Ethan Stanhoff is down on strikes.
Number 3, Lejeune.
So Ryan Petrus still on first base. He singled to open up the inning. And Ethan Stanhoff just struck out. So 1 out now. Top of the 5th. And here is Noah Lejeune, cleanup hitter and designated hitter for Bethel Park. Petrus going for third. Thomas blocked the ball in the dirt, but Petrus got a great jump from second base, and he steals himself to third. And that enables Lejeune to potentially hit a sacrifice fly to drive a run home. Moon got its run in the bottom of the 4th inning on an error by Bethel Park. Ground ball toward shortstop. Bobbled it short. And a run's going to score, and Lejeune is going to be safe at first.
Number 20, Mike Bruckner.
So that was Kunkel at shortstop, who got hit with a bad hop, and the ball hit off his chest and then rolled into the outfield. So Lejeune's safe at first base, reaching on an error, which is going to be charged as Morasco's first earned run given up. Though Lejeune himself would not be an earned run if he were to come around to score, and actually he's going to be pinch ran for. It's Brady Bruckner at first base, pinch running for Noah Lejeune. Still 1 out. Now it's a 3-1 game. Bethel Park leads. Mike Bruckner is batting, and Bruckner takes off the plate for a ball. Counts 1-0. There are 7 regulation innings in these games. We're in the top of the 5th. Runner goes. Ball in the dirt. Max Thomas throws from his knees. Accurate, but just a bit late. And Brady Bruckner slides in safely. And Brady Bruckner has stolen himself into scoring position. 3-1 ball game, top of the 5th, 1 out. Morasco comes set. Looks back to Brady Bruckner at second base. Ball. Ryan Petrus opened this inning up with a single, then stole both second base and third base, and was able to score on Noah Lejeune's ground ball that ended up being an error. Petrus didn't score as a result of the error. It would have been a fielder's choice to first base in all likelihood. But now Brady Bruckner running at second. He's pinch running for Lejeune, and Mike Bruckner takes strike A strike in the zone. Counts now 3 balls and 1 strike. Morasco's pitch. Off speed, ball 4, just off the plate, and Mike Bruckner walks. Putting runners at first and second with 1 out.
Jack Bruckner.
So Jack Bruckner batting in a run-scoring spot here. He's got the 2 other Bruckners on the team on base. Brady Bruckner's on second, pinch running for Lejeune. Mike Bruckner just walked, he's on first. Morasco's pitch, Bunchone, pulled back in the dirt. Good block by Max Thomas behind the plate, preventing any runners from advancing, but that's ball 1 to Jack Bruckner. 3-1's the score. These 2 teams are part of Class 5A, Section 2 in the WPIAL for baseball. Brady Bruckner with a sizable leadoff second. Morasco looks over a couple times. And the pitch. Softly hit fly ball on the infield. The umpires call for an infield fly rule, automatically making Jack Bruckner out. But the ball was caught anyway by Cross at second base. So Jack Bruckner out. Bethel Park still with 2 runners on, though, now with 2 outs. That'll bring up Owen White. Two outs, 2 on. Morasco trying to complete a 5th full inning. Ball. Bethel Park's taking advantage of a few errors by the Moon area defense. 2 of its runs were scored in the 3rd inning off of an error by Longwell at third base. Line drive toward left field. That will fall for a hit. They're going to send Brady Bruckner. The throw in from Amy is cut off by Longwell. Brady scores on the play. That's Brady Bruckner. And Bethel Park extends its lead. It's now
22, Neal.
4-1. And that is an unearned run charged to Morasco. Brady Bruckner, who was pinch running for Noah Lejeune, who reached on an error, ends up scoring there. Mike Bruckner advances from first to second. And aboard with an RBI is Owen White. Now here's Eric Meal. Left fielder in the game, batting here, and he takes ball 1. Had a hit earlier in the game. He actually started the rally in which Bethel Park scored its 2 runs back in the 3rd inning. Morasco with the pitch. Strike on the breaking ball. Count is 1-1. Morasco with a healthy amount of breaking balls throughout this game, not giving Bethel Park any meaty pitches to hit. And the 4 runs given up by Moon misleading. Morasco has done a solid job. Just some errors have caused Moon to struggle in this game, and also their own offense not being able to capitalize on opportunities. 2-1 pitch. Fly ball. Straightaway left field. Amy under it. Catch made. And that'll end the inning. Bethel Park pushes across a couple more runs and now leads 4-1 over Moon after 4.5 innings. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. We're watching Bethel Park High School baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. If you're watching this game on April 22nd, 2025, it is a live baseball game.
Golden.
A defensive change for Bethel Park. For the bottom of the fifth, Eric Meal just got out. He was the left fielder, and he has been replaced by Aaron Hoffbauer, who now plays on defense and enters that spot in the lineup. Eric Meal was the 8 hitter in the order for Bethel Park, so that's where Aaron Hoffbauer will bat for the immediate future, though Eric Meal is still eligible for re-entry one other time in this game. So whenever Bethel Park may decide to do that. If they do, they can. Noah Lejeune was pinch run for by Brady Bruckner in the top of the 5th inning, so we'll figure out how that substitution worked out. If Lejeune bats again, or if they let Brady Bruckner bat whenever Lejeune's spot comes around again in the order. Top of the order due up for Moon in this half inning. Golden, Fichette, and Longwell. Ball. Dylan Schumacher with 1 run given up. Bethel Park made an error that would have gotten Schumacher out of the inning without allowing a run. Was back in the 4th inning. There's a line drive out toward right center. Jack Bruckner runs into the wall after making the catch. Well struck by Golden, but well played out in right center by
Number 1, Angelo
Jack Bruckner.
Fichette.
Angelo Fichette will bat. He is 2 for 2 in this game. That's with 1 out and the bases empty in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch is outside, ball 1. Fichette, Moon Township's center fielder. Ball. 2 ball, no strike count. Strike there inside the zone, counts 2 balls and 1 strike. Line drive out toward right center. Another chance for Jack Bruckner, who backpedals and then jumps. And he makes the catch a bit uncoordinated, but out-recorded. That's out number 2.
Now batting, number 23, Thad Longwell.
Thad Longwell, the 3rd baseman of Moon, bats here with 2 outs and the bases empty. Schumacher from the windup. Fly ball, straightaway right field. Chance for Stokes out and right. He makes the catch. Inning over. Moon, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. They're set down in order. After 5 full innings, it's Bethel Park 4, Moon 1. You're watching Bethel Park High School baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. My name is Nicholas Callis.
Now batting number 9, Rillo.
68 degrees in the Moon area. Coming into this 6th inning, Chris Sandor, the new pitcher for Moon. Starter Marasco went 5 full innings. Pitched efficiently. The scoreline doesn't look like it, but he also, all those runs he gave up were not earned runs. He pitched well, gave Moon a chance to win. Their offense also has not come through in run-scoring spots. The pitch is too high. Count is even 1-1 on Nick Rillo. But Moon down by 3. Coming into the final 2 innings of regulation. Top of the 6th inning, and this is a 7-inning regulation game. Strike there. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. 9-1-2 hitters do it for Bethel Park. Nick Rillo, Caden Stokes, and Ryan Petrus. Softly hit on the ground towards short. Kunkel plays, throws to first. And Nick Rillo out by a step. That is out number 1.
Number 25, Stokes.
Back to the top of the order for Bethel Park. Here's Caden Stokes. Right fielder and leadoff hitter. So against each section opponent in the WPIAL, you get 1 home game and 1 away game. This is Moon's chance to be home against Bethel Park, and they're played as split double headers. So tomorrow, Bethel Park will host Moon tomorrow, April 23rd. Bethel Park has swept just 1 series so far this season, or 1 set, I should call it a 2-game set against Upper St. Clair to begin the season. Moon has split against every section opponent it's played so far this season. Counts no balls and 2 strikes on Caden Stokes. Strike 3 called, well placed. Over the knees of Stokes, and that is out number 2.
Number 4.
First strikeout for Chris Sandor, newly entered into pitch in this one. There is Ryan Petrus, will bat with 2 outs and the base is empty. His team up 3 runs. Bunt shown, bunt popped up over the backstop and foul. No ball, 1 strike count. Sandor's pitch. Swing and a miss by Petrus. He's behind in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Fouled back. Petrus stays in the plate appearance, still down, no balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball, fouled on the right side of the field. Count is still no balls and 2 strikes. Sandor still ahead 0-2. In the dirt. Makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. On the ground right side of the infield, and that'll get through for a base hit. Ryan Petrus gets that one through the infield on the ground up the middle. So the inning extended now by a batter. Here comes Ethan Stanhoff. He'll hit with 2 outs and Petrus on first base. Chris Sandor's first inning of relief here against Bethel Park. Pickoff attempt back safely is Petrus. Last time he was up to the plate, Petrus reached and then stole both second and third base and then scored on a ground ball. That was just last inning. Slide step in the dirt. Thomas picks it and then throws to first. Tries to back pick Ryan Petrus, but Petrus safe at first. 1 ball, no strikes. Strike. Well placed. Counts now 1-1 on the Bethel Park catcher, Ethan Stanhoff. Runner goes. Ball low, throw it on to second. Gets into center, but nice backup there by Kunkel, the shortstop. Does a slide to keep the ball in front of him. He corrals it and prevents Petrus from advancing any further on that play. So Petrus still second. Counts 2 balls, 1 strike now on Ethan Stanhoff. Has a runner now in scoring position. Line drive out toward right field. That ball will be misplayed out in right field, a diving effort. Not an error, it was a tough play to be made, but it gets down. Petrus is going to score. Stanhoff's on his way to third, and he's in there with a stand-up triple. It was a solid effort by Ziegler out in right field. He just couldn't quite get to the ball. It kept carrying out to right. And he couldn't make a play on it. It got down, got into the corner. Stanhoff was able to advance all the way to third base on the play. Ryan Petrus scored from second. And Bethel Park extends its lead. It's now 5-1 with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. And since Aaron Hoffbauer is into the game now in left field as an official substitution, Bethel Park has to use another courtesy runner for Ethan Stanhoff at third, so Owen Tarosky's out there now running. And Noah Lejeune will bat now, re-entered into the lineup after he was pinch ran for by Brady Bruckner, so Bruckner taken out of the game and Noah Lejeune re-entered. On the ground toward Kunkel at shortstop. Throw to first in time. Lejeune out. Inning over, but Bethel Park scores another run after Petrus got on base and Ethan Stanhoff tripled him home. Going to the bottom of the 6th, it's Bethel Park 5 and Moon 1. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. My name is Nicholas Callis. If you're watching this game on April 22nd, 2025, it is a live baseball game, whether you're watching on Blackhawk TV 412 on YouTube or whether you're watching on BPTV Cable, Comcast 21, Verizon 32. Nick Rillo is now pitching for Bethel Park. He's coming in from second base to pitch, relieving Dylan Schumacher, who pitched 5 innings of 1-run ball. It's no ball, 2-strike count now. It's Connor Kunkel leading off for Moon, who's down now 5-1 after Bethel Park got another run in the top of the 6th inning. Just off the plate. So Nick Rillo pitching. Mason Stewart replaces him at second base, and Dylan Schumacher subbed out. So Rillo gets to keep his spot in the lineup at 9 in the order, and Mason Stewart right now is the one who's going to be pinch hit, or designated hit for by Noah Lejeune in the order. Connor Kunkel behind in the count. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ball. Even count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kunkel, who's leading off for Moon in the bottom of the 6th. 1 more inning of regulation to go after this one. It's a 7-inning game. This is game 1 of the 2-game split doubleheader. Bethel Park will host the game, which is scheduled for tomorrow, April the 23rd. That one misses for ball 2 from Nick Rillo. First inning in relief for Bethel Park. 4-5-6 for Moon due up this half inning, so it's Kunkel now, Cross due up next, and Machusko after that. Ball. Kunkel walks to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning.
Now batting, number 5, Andrew Cross.
You belong in the streets, but the streets belong to me. It's like home to me.
Andrew Cross bats here with a runner on and nobody out. He's the 5-hitter in the order from Moon, and he's playing second base. And this one, a pitch outside for a ball. This is the first time in the games that we've covered here that we've seen Nick Rillo pitch. Pick off attempt to first, and back safely is Kunkel. Strike there, count is 1-1. That pitch missed. The count's 2 balls and a strike. Pick-off attempt. Kunkel back safely. Three balls and a strike on Drew Cross. Here's Rillo's pitch. Foul tip into the mid of Stanhoff. That runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rillo's pitch. Foul tip. Into the mid of Stanhoff. That's a strikeout. First out of the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting, number 44, Nick Machusko.
Jump on these beats and I walk, slide, keep on sliding, walk.
Machusko batting here against Nick Rillo. The pitch. Strike called, counts 0-1. So the starters for both teams, each one at 5 innings. Bethel Park has scored 4 more than Moon has at this point. It's 5-1. Now the third base coach calls time to talk to Machusko. And Stanoff will take the opportunity to talk to Rillo on the mound. Schumacher was efficient in his start despite letting up a couple base runners. Didn't really let anyone score. Moon got its only run on an error by Bethel Park. Rillo's pitch. Check swing, strike. Machusko behind, no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Connor Kunkel leads off first base. Line drive over the head of Bruckner at third into left field for a hit. Kunkel rounds second, stops there. Hoffbauer gets the ball in. And that puts runners on first and second
Now
for
batting,
Moon.
Number 27, Owen Amy.
It's Owen Amy up to the plate now. He bats with 2 on and 1 out. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Moon. Well, I guess at this point, this would make Amy represent the tying run right now for Moon. Nope, I'm bad at math. They would have to have another runner on. So, not quite yet. They would have to have the bases loaded. They're down by 4. One-zero. Strike. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Kunkel's out there on second. Machusko's there on first base. Cross the only one that's gotten out so far from Moon in this half inning. No runs pushed across to this point. Softly hit to first. Owen White misplayed it. And that ball sprinkles itself into right. And a run scores on the play. A soft hit ball. It was misjudged. Owen White was
Now batting,
out of place for it, and it snuck through the right side of the infield.
Thomas.
Kunkel scored on the play from second. Machusko advanced from first to third on the play and aborted first with an RBI. It was Owen Amy. So now it's a 5-2 ball game. And now the tying run comes up for Moon with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. There are 7 regulation innings in these games. Now Bethel Park has Pat Zender go out and talk. The head coach of the Bethel Park high school baseball team is going to talk to everybody quickly. Dylan Schumacher gave up 1 run in his 5 innings of starting pitching on the mound. Nick Rillo moved from second to pitch. And in relief, he's now given up a run. Machusko on third. Amy on first base. 1 out.
Now batting, number 21, Savario Vendetti.
Target, then you fire it. Along the side. Try it.
And Savario Vendetti will come up, and he will pinch hit for Max Thomas, the catcher. So for the moment, Vendetti will be batting out of the 8th spot in the order for Moon. Though Max Thomas is eligible for re-entry. Pickoff attempt. And back safely at first is Owen Amy. Crucial spot for Moon, down by 3 runs. So right now that would make Vendetti the potential tying run for Moon. Pickoff attempt, and back safely again is Amy. Scores 5-2. Bethel Park scored first. They got a couple runs in the third inning. Got a couple in the fifth. Scored one in the top of the sixth. Runner goes. Pull back. Ball. One ball, no strike count. Moon got a run in the bottom of the fourth inning and just got a run here in the bottom of the sixth. Rillo's pitch, bunt shown. Bunt gets down. Rillo plays it. Rillo throws to Owen White at first base, forcing out Vendetti. But another run scores for Moon, and that now makes it a 5-3 ball game. 2 outs, bottom of the sixth.
Now batting, number 16, Drew Ziegler.
Let's go. No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bad look like a masterpiece.
So Machusko scored from third. And Amy advanced from first to second on the play. So Amy's still out there at second in scoring position. And here's the pitch to Drew Ziegler. Outside, ball one. Ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Rillo's pitch. Strike. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Nick Rillo in his first inning of relief pitching. He's given up 2 runs to Moon. Bethel Park right now nursing a 5-3 lead. Fly ball, carrying out toward right. Stokes makes the catch. And then comes to a close, but 2 runs in for Moon. It's now a 5-3 game going into the 7th inning. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. My name is Nicholas Callis.
Up for Bethel Park in the top of the 7th, number 20, Mike Bruckner.
Bethel Park has its 5, 6, 7 hitters due up. Mike Bruckner, Jack Bruckner, and Owen White. And a new pitcher on the mound for Moon. It's Brady Huck. Ball 1 taken there by Mike Bruckner. Huck, the third pitcher for Moon. The starter the starter Morosco went 5. And in the 6th inning, they had Chris Sandor pitch. He gave up 1 run in his inning of relief. Pitch to Bruckner. Check swing, grounder, softly hit towards second. Cross plays, and an out call at first base. Mike Bruckner out by a half a step. And is out number 1.
Next up, number 10, Jack Bruckner.
So Jack Bruckner bats. Nobody on, 1 out. Off-speed pitch, too high, ball 1. Bethel Park up 5-3 in the top of the 7th in the first game of the 2 in the split doubleheader. Bunt shown, pulled back, and a ball. Two balls, no strikes. 1 out. Huck from the windup throws too far inside with that pitch. Jack Bruckner way ahead in the count. It's a 3-ball, no strike count. That one finds the zone. Back to the 3-ball, 1 strike count. This is the last inning of regulation. It's a 7-inning game. So the only way it would go past this inning is if the game were tied after 7. Three 1. Swing and a miss. Bucks run the count back full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On Jack Bruckner, Bethel Park's center fielder. Popped up, right side of the field, and foul. Out of play. Count still full on Jack Bruckner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Too high, ball 4. Despite working the count back to full, Huck gives up the walk to Jack Bruckner. So Jack Bruckner on first base, 1 out, and here's Owen White. Batting 7th for Bethel Park, playing first base, and batting here with a runner on and 1 out. Bethel Park up by 2. Last inning in regulation for them to tack on some more runs to their 5-run total. They're up by 2 on Moon. It's a no ball, 1 strike count. Huck comes set. And Huck, as he came set, looked like he twitched his front shoulder just a bit, and the umpires call a balk on Huck. So that allows for Jack Bruckner to be awarded second base, and now he's in scoring position, and time is called. Savario Vendetti pinch hit for Max Thomas, the starting catcher, and then Vendetti was replaced by Taylor Ebner. So he's the one doing the catching now. It's a ball. Just off the plate count, even 1 ball, 1 strike. Off speed, too high. Counts 2-1. Owen White batting. Brady Huck pitching his first inning of relief for Moon here. Jack Bruckner leads off second base. Too high again. Hitters count for Owen White. 3 balls, 1 strike. Line drive out toward left field. Amy running after it, but it's going to fall in front of him for a hit. Jack Bruckner got a late start, so he will only advance one base. He goes from second to third, and Owen White's on first base with a hit. Puts runners at the corners. Still one out. And now here's Aaron Hoffbauer.
Number 2, Hoffball.
Eric Meal was the starting left fielder, and then Aaron Hoffbauer was a defensive replacement for him. Meal last batted in the top of the 5th inning. He got out. Aaron Hoffbauer was his replacement in the bottom of the 5th. Hoffbauer's been out in left, hasn't gotten a plate appearance yet, so this is his first. And also, it looks like Bethel Park's going to send a pinch runner to first base. Owen Tarosky's going to run for Owen White. Tarosky was also a courtesy runner for Ethan Stanoff, the catcher, just like Aaron Hoffbauer was. So when Hoffbauer got put into the game as a defensive replacement, that task went to Owen Tarosky, but now Tarosky is an official substitution as a pinch runner. So if Stanoff gets a runner on, again, they'll have to find another runner for to courtesy run for Stanoff. And now Aaron Hoffbauer is called out by the home plate umpire. So Pat Zender not happy with the call, but Aaron Hoffbauer, according to the home plate umpire, Aaron Hoffbauer, as he bunted, he was out of the batter's box. He stepped on home plate as he bunted at the pitch. And when you step out of the batter's box on any delivered pitch as a hitter, you are automatically out. And so the umpire made that call. Aaron Hoffbauer is out after seeing just one pitch in one at-bat. The entire game after coming in as a defensive substitution. 0-1, runner goes. Fake throw. Tarosky steals second. Bethel Park will play its next section games against Short Tears Valley next week. Moon has Upper St. Clair next as its next section opponent. Foul ball. Counts 1 ball, 2 strikes on Nick Rillo batting here for Bethel Park. The pitch from Huck. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. Strikeout of Nick Rillo, and that ends the top of the 7th. Bethel Park strands a couple runners on base. Still a 5-3 game going to the bottom of the 7th inning, last inning of regulation. Bethel Park 5, Moon 3. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. You're watching Bethel Park High School Baseball on Blackhawk TV on YouTube, simulcast on Bethel Park Public Access Television. If you're watching this game on April 22nd, 2025, it is a live baseball game. So whether you're watching on YouTube, Blackhawk TV 412, whether you're watching on Bethel Park Public Access Television cable, Comcast 21 and Verizon 32, it is a live baseball game that you're watching right now if you're watching on April 22nd. So Jared Golden is hitting here. Moon has its top of the order due up here. It's Golden, Fichette, and Longwell, the three set to open the inning for Moon. Mike Bruckner doing the pitching now, trying to save this one for Bethel Park. Strike. Counts 1-1. So the defensive alignment changes. It shifts. Nick Rillo was pitching. He goes back to play second base. And Mason Stewart, who came in to play second, shifts over to third where Mike Bruckner was playing. And Mike Bruckner goes from third base to pitch. Now Golden behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes after that foul tip. Bruckner from the windup. Off speed. Off the plate, counts 2-2. Moon at the moment, 3-3 in section play. They're 4th of the 7 teams in Class 5A, Section 2, the WPIAL for baseball. Bethel Park tied with South Fayette at the top of the section. They both have 5-3 records entering today. So Bethel Park could get an upper hand on South Fayette, at least for the moment, pending any South Fayette results. Strike 3 called over the lower outside corner of the plate. And Mike Bruckner gets the first out in this half inning on a strikeout.
Now batting, number 1, Angelo Fichette.
Angelo Fichette bats here. He's got a couple hits in this game. And bats with the bases empty and 1 out. His team trailing by 2 runs. Strike. Counts 0-1. South Fayette has Trinity this week. Played at home against Trinity today in a game that started at 4 o'clock. No official results posted for that game. And then they've got an away game tomorrow, the 23rd, on the road at Trinity. So at the very least, if Bethel Park wins, they could maintain pace with South Fayette. But if South Fayette loses to Trinity today, then Bethel Park will then have the sole upper hand of the division lead. That one fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Angelo Fichette. Inside. Count even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bethel Park scored in the middle innings of this one. Most of their runs on errors committed by Moon. Out away there. Moon got a run in the 4th and a run in the 6th inning. They got to Nick Rillo a bit. I correct myself. They got a run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 6th. Nick Rillo gave up the 2 runs when he was on the mound in relief. Dylan Schumacher pitched a solid 5 innings for Bethel Park. Outside. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. His mound opponent, Joe Morosco, he pitched a solid 5 innings as well. Moon just made several errors that allowed Bethel Park to get some free runs. And that has come here to cost Moon, since they're now down by a couple runs, but they really should be tied. And this one, if there's 2 unearned runs, didn't score in the 3rd for Bethel Park. 2 high, ball 4, and Fichette is on base again. This time he walks. And that allows for the potential tying run to come to the plate.
Now batting, number 23, Thad Longwell.
And right now, that's the responsibility of Thad Longwell. He stands to the plate right now representing the potential tying run. Time called. Aaron Hoffbauer Throws a softball back to the softball field from left field. The softball field's out there past the baseball left field. So sometimes foul balls hit on the softball field go in play on the baseball field. And if a baseball player were to hit a home run far enough, it would get on that softball field out there. And there was only one other delay where a ball got hit onto the baseball field this game, so. No true issue with them over there. Mike Bruckner comes set and delivers. Ball. Back to the 2-ball, no strike count on Thad Longwell. He was the one at third base that committed a couple errors that allowed Bethel Park to score in the third inning. Pickoff attempt. Back safely is the runner for Fischett. Too high. 2-ball, no strike count. Hitters count on Thad Longwell. One out, runner on first base. Too high as well. It's another pitch out of the zone. It's a 3-ball, no strike count. Strike there, lower outside corner of the plate. Makes it a 3-ball, 1-strike count now on Thad Longwell. This game not quite over yet. Moon still has a realistic chance to come back and tie this one. Pickoff attempt to first. I just noticed that too. Owen White, who was pinch run for, has been re-entered into the game. So Owen Tarosky out of the game officially. Can no longer be used as a substitution. That one popped into the air, right side of the infield. Actually, the outfield, it's still carrying out there. That's a foul ball. Geez, I lost sight of that one for a second. It was actually well beyond the infield. It was in shallow right field. It was trailing toward the line, and it eventually fell foul. Neither Owen White nor Caden Stokes could catch it out there, so Thad Longwell, who slammed his bat down in frustration, does indeed get an extra opportunity with that ball not being fielded. It's a full count, 3-2. Popped up, foul. Behind the plate. Count remains full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Moon with a win here could go above 500 in section, improving from 3-3 to 4-3. Right now they're smack dab in the middle. They're 4th of the 7 teams in Class 5A Section 2. Flat out to right, Caden Stokes makes the play. Thad Longwell is out. Fischett tags back up at first base and stays. And now there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
Connor Kunkel.
Moon with 1 out to work with, and Connor Kunkel right now responsible for extending this game for Moon. And Mike Bruckner with the responsibility of locking this one down for Bethel Park. Strike. No ball, 1-strike count on Connor Kunkel. Angelo Fischett leads off first. He walked to reach base. Ball. 1 ball, 1-strike count. Ball. 2 ball, 1-strike count. Moon has been milking out these at-bats in these later innings. They've gotten to within 2 runs of Bethel Park. But now they're in a position where they have 1 out to work with in the entire game to try to tie it. Mike Bruckner comes set. Strike two. And now Moon with 1 strike to work with. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-run game, bottom of the 7th. Too high. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Owen White's not even going to hold on Fichette at first base. So Fichette's going to get a solid jump over there from first with a 3-2 pitch and 2 outs. Fichette runs, Bruckner's pitch. Ball 4, just off the plate. And Bruckner issues another walk. And the tying run for Moon has reached first base.
Number 5, Andrew Cross.
Belong to the streets, but the streets belong to me. It's like home to me. It's like home.
And now the responsibility shifts to Andrew Cross. Pat Zender, the Bethel Park bench, will call time. It's an assistant coach that's going to go out and talk to Mike Bruckner. This is a crucial spot. The plot thickens here. The score is 5-3 in the bottom of the 7th. If Moon commits one more out, Moon loses. And right now, the tying run is on first base. So if Fichette scores and if Kunkel scores, the game will be tied, and Moon will no longer be in a desperate spot. And Andrew Cross is the hitter now, so if he's able to score this inning, somehow get on and score, Moon will win. So this is it's a tense spot for both teams. 1 out wins it for Bethel Park. 1 big hit could give Moon some new life and potentially pave a path to a win. Right now, Drew Cross and Mike Bruckner are the dueling fates here. Mike Bruckner's pitch. Strike. Mike Bruckner, if he can get this final out, would earn the save for Bethel Park. He's only pitched this 7th inning. 0-1. Ball off the plate. This was a well-pitched game all throughout. Really some defensive struggles and parts of the game for both teams have caused the runs to score. Other than the defensive struggles, it's been a solid game. Solid pitching all the way around. Not a whole lot of offense early on in the game. Right now we're at a point where it's close, 5-3. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Fly ball, foul. And now Moon with 1 strike to work with. It's a 2 ball, 2 strike count. 2 outs, 2 on, 2-run game. Bruckner comes set. Strike 3 caught over the lower outside corner of the plate. And that strikeout ends the game. Final score. Bethel Park 5, Moon 3. It was a close, tense final inning there. Moon got a couple runners on base, but Moon fails to score in the bottom of the 7th, and the game's over. Like I talked about, the story of the game was a few errors committed by both teams that allowed some runs to score. And the most crucial of those errors came when Thad Longwell made an error in the 3rd inning to allow Bethel Park to score 2 runs and go up early 2-0. Moon got its first run in the 4th inning on an error made by Nick Rillo at second base for Bethel Park. After that, the offense has scored pretty legitimately. Moon just couldn't quite catch up. And Bethel Park was able to go ahead by as many as 4 runs in this game. They were up 5-1 at one point. Moon pushed across a couple runs later in the game, but their efforts were not enough. They did not push enough across, and Bethel Park able to win by 2 runs in this game, and that's it. That's your final, 5-3. Bethel Park wins. These two are going to play again tomorrow, April 23rd, 2025. That's a game you can listen to and watch on Blackhawk TV on YouTube and Bethel Park Public Access Television, Comcast 21 and Verizon 32. That one's scheduled to start at 4 o'clock. And Bethel Park, with this win in Game 1, has an opportunity to sweep its second 2-game set of the season if it can beat Moon tomorrow. But that game will have to be played, and we'll see what happens. But that'll be it for this broadcast. My name is Nicholas Callis. For everybody a part of Blackhawk TV and BPTV, I'd like to say thank you for watching. And continue to follow us throughout the season. Don't forget, we're covering every home game and every away game for the Bethel Park High School baseball games that are played this season. Every section game, home and away, we're covering it. Blackhawk TV 412 on YouTube. Subscribe. Just search Blackhawk TV 412. Search it. You can find it, and you can subscribe to that channel if you want to get notified when we go live for the games that we have on our schedule. And then, of course, you can watch, if you or somebody you know has cable television and wants to watch, BPTV has games for you. If you have cable in Bethel Park, go to Comcast 21 and Verizon 32, and these games are live on cable TV. They have reruns as well, but they are live when they're played, so they are broadcast in real time. So you can make sure you can use that you can use cable as a viable option for watching live baseball this season, as well as the internet. Once again, for everybody, my name is Nicholas Callis. Repeating the final score one more time: Bethel Park 5, Moon 3. This has been a presentation of Bethel Park Public Access Television and Blackhawk TV.